Well, I think it is that we are driven, we are programmed as children
Yeah.
to go, to do, to perform. We're not programmed to be. We're programmed to do. We get
Yeah.
awarded for. We get higher in whatever we trying to do and doing. Great job. Great job. Good for, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with any of that stuff. But within that consciousness, you're not teaching or training a child how to be, how to
Right.
come home. It's like we even tell our kids, you know, to go off and find your own way. But we don't, that's not really what we're doing.
Right.
That's not going with our children. And so I think what we mess it up is that we're always in this place of doing. If we're not doing, we feel like we're lazy.
Yeah.
Because society say you're lazy if you're not doing. We find I'm just unproductive today, and we beat ourselves up, and we got to figure out. I got to feel good about myself now.
Yeah.
So if you feel good, keep doing, and then that's what gets us all pulled in so many different directions. And that you have to like take time out and come home and check in with yourself. But it's something that has to be taught.
Right. And we don't, you're right. We don't teach that because there's not an award for the child that walks off on the playground and needs 5 minutes to themselves. You know,
No.
what are you doing over there? Come back over here.
What's
You
wrong
know,
with Billy?
I know.
Billy's something wrong.
Why is Billy over there by himself? So but it's true. They don't have time to, you can't reset. I mean, I know that happens with my youngest. Like if she doesn't go off by herself, that's the only way she can reset. She can get so wound that she needs just like, and she'll go. I mean, that's kind of what we'll say. I'm like, you need to walk away. You need to just go chill. And if she goes to a room for 5 minutes and just sits, she's good.
That's good. That's good.
One of my teenager just locks herself in the room for 5 hours, and she's pretty zen. So I think it must work.
It was she knows. She
does.
She has
She
has a formula.
Yeah, she does. But it's, I feel like it's harder as an adult. So we do need to start teaching this to our children. But I feel like it's not too late for any of us. Like I said, like any age can do this.
Any age. I think the thing about it is that there's a child inside of all of us. Even when I'm working with my clients, I always get my clients to go back to that inner child.
Mm-hmm.
There's a child inside of all of us that needs to be nurtured all the time.
Right.
And I honor doing that for the child that's inside of me at 50. It's like, you need to nurture yourself, Lisa, and come down. And one thing, my mom, I love my mom. She had a different way. She was very zen, but it was totally different. She dropped a lot of F-bombs in her zenning. But my mom.
All right, so wait a minute. Can you can F-bomb zen? I'm just checking in.
Bombs. She was a F-bomb zenner. I was
okay. Good to know.
My mom would say, and I don't curse, but my mom would say, if I would come to my mom with an issue about someone, what they thought about me, my mom would say, tell them to kiss your A. That was my mom. That was my mom's mantra.
Yeah.
In life.
I like
that.
Mom.
That was quite zen.
Mm-hmm.
Because her whole point was, don't be so concerned about what people are thinking or what they care about.
Yeah.
What do you say, Lisa? What do you want to do?
Yep.
And I would say, I just want to blah, blah, blah. And she would say, well, then just go do it and tell everybody else they can kiss your ass. Mom, that was my mom.
Yeah.
That was, but it helped me grow up not to care about what people thought about where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Where do you want to be?
I think that's huge. That's so, well, first of all, that's so cool. I love that your mom did that because a lot of times we grow up worrying what everybody else said. I mean, that was the whole premise of the book we put out. You're Not For Everyone this summer. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you feel, what you want to do, how you want to help people, how you want to live your life. Now, I don't want you going out committing crimes and being all crazy, but if you want to do that, I also feel like you pay the consequences for your actions too. So, but we aren't raised. So few people are raised like you. Especially nowadays where we're in I'm very anti every child gets a trophy. If you've ever heard me rant about that, it's just, I feel like people need to be themselves and be allowed to be themselves, and some are going to win and some are going to lose. But just because you don't win a softball game does not mean that you're a bad human. It just may not be your thing. It may not be your people, but it's a good point. Like allowing yourself to just check in with you and what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would love to teach kids this for sure. And adults.
You should. And adults. I think with like something you said about the trophy, we set up a definition of what something's supposed to be like. And so we all live from the premise of that definition. So when you plan a game, somebody gets a trophy, somebody doesn't, somebody loses, somebody wins. So what we're doing is when you, like you said, when you give everybody gets a trophy, that's not a good message that you're sending a child as an adult in so many ways.
Right.
So I think what you have to do is, there's a quote in one of my books that says, you cannot define what already has definition. And when I say that. Thank you. When I say that, it's like God and I have already defined who I am. I don't need someone to come along and put a stamp of approval on it or redefine me. But I think that's for children and for ourselves is you have to figure out who you are, who God has made you, and you can't let people come along and redefine you or put new labels on that.
I love that. I just wrote that down. You cannot define what already has definition, because you're right. We were all put here. And I said that too, is like, if we were just to use our God-given strengths and we were really to focus on, okay, this is why God put me here. This is what I'm uniquely qualified to do. I use the word uniqueifier all the time. If we could all figure out, hey, this is my thing. This is why I'm here. This is what, that's why if we all just did that, we'd be a lot happier. And it is frustrating. I know it was frustrating for me to uncover that later in life. So that's why, I try to get that message out there to people. And I love when, 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds are listening, or even younger, where you're like, girl, you just got to do this. I mean, I say that to my daughter all the time. She's her uniqueifier is on point. I mean, she is unapologetic about who she is. And I love every ounce of that. Like, it's just, as we sit and look for a VW bus for her first car. But it's her. Like, she and her friends are like, people are going to make fun of you. People are going to do this. And she's like, I don't care. Like, she really, truly does not care. And I'm like, even last week, I'm like, it's homecoming. And she's like, okay. I mean, she just doesn't, but that wasn't anything. I don't think that was anything I did. I mean, I'm perfectly cool with my kids being whoever they are, but I think there was just something in her that's like, I don't need to please everybody. She wants to be, I told her, I said, my job is to raise you guys to be good humans, keep you safe and raise you to be good humans, whatever that looks like. And I think the more people that can do that, like your mom she gave you a gift by telling you not to worry about what other people think.
My mom, it's funny, my mom was amazing in doing it. And my mom was off the charts, man. She's passed away, and it'll be 18 years next February. And but she taught me so many amazing lessons. As I think about it, I think about when she passed away, and we buried her, and the story makes me a little emotional, but it makes me. She would have checked what I did. She would have said, Lisa, I'm proud of you. Everyone wanted to go and put flowers on her grave. That's what people do, right?
Right.
You go and that's great. And I remember my sister wanted to do that, and I was like, I'm not doing it. And she's like, oh my God. And even some of my friends like, you're not going to put flowers on your mother's grave? And I was like, no, why should I put flowers on my mom's grave? That's not where she's at. I'm going to go and I'm going to sit in front of a beautiful ocean, and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to think of her.
Oh, that's what gets me all too. It gets me in my feels. I
said things, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
And my mom loved that I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because I connected I came home. And I said to myself, I came home and I was breathing in myself here. And I said, what will honor you? And that came to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I've been doing it ever since. And I would never put flowers on her grave, because that does not honor her and it does not honor me. And so I think that was the greatest, act of what my mom taught me.
Yeah.
Is to align yourself with what is true, Lisa, for you.